So welcome back to another episode of the ClearPass Demo on ABC Networking. We already did 2.5 or 3 episodes about onboarding on the wireless, on the wired and on the backend. This episode will be about profiling. So we will be detecting which type of devices are on the network and automatically assign them to the correct places in your network, to the correct VLANs in the wired network or the correct roles in the wireless network. So for the setup, I have still my 3810 switch, which is connected through a Palo Alto firewall to the internet. We have on VMware running a ClearPass instance for this lab, and for today I have still my Windows 10 laptop, which we used and onboarded in the last episode, and I have an HP Link phone, and I have an Aruba AP that we want to automatically assign into the correct VLAN. So the AP should be in VLAN 10 for the AP management. The IP phone should be in the voice VLAN, VLAN 12. So let's see if we can make that happen. And this would make it very easy in larger organizations to automatically assign devices to the correct VLAN without all the administration, and we can do that by Profiler. So let's get our ClearPass server. So this is our ClearPass server. We've seen this before, and we have some devices on the network. So we still have our Android tablet and the onboarded client on the network. And for profiling, we have the Mac Authentication service that we use for that. Before that, we go into this in this service. I'd like to explain you how we can do profiling. So there are many things to do, many ways to do profiling. So we can get information from LDP or from CDP from your switch through SNMP. We can get information from our controllers. If that detected the device type, if a client connects to the ClearPass server, to the guest server, you can get information from that as well. So here in the endpoint database, we see this this one has profiled. The other one here we see the host user agent. This was found during the onboarding process. So we can combine the data from different places, but one of the most convenient ways to do profiling is to use DHCP for that. And to do the DHCP for that, let me show you and log into my switch. We need to set an IP helper to the ClearPass server. And that IP helper will never return an invalid IP address to the client, but it will fetch the DHCP fingerprint like this, and that will make ClearPass able to find out what kind of device is getting on the network. So let me show you the configuration. It's the same configuration as we used last time. And here, for example, on these VLANs, we see there are 2 helper addresses. One is to the 1.20, which is my DHCP server, and the 1.21, which is my ClearPass server. So any DHCP request will be forwarded to ClearPass Policy Manager, and ClearPass will use that to validate and to qualify the station. So that will be done fully automatic. Then let's show the service again. So here is the wired Mac Authentication service. So the service rules are that it needs to be on the wired network in this case, and the client MAC address needs to be the username, which identifies MAC authentication requests, because for MAC authentication requests, the MAC address sent through the authentication request and the username and the password, by the way, as well. Those all should match up and be the same. So for the authentication, we allow all MAC authentication. Even if we don't know the MAC address, we will allow that, so we can get the DHCP request and fingerprint that specific device, and we authenticate against the endpoint repository. That's the database that we just saw in the in ClearPass with the Windows 10 and the fingerprints. And here in enforcement, we decide that by default we place the client in VLAN 14. That's the same VLAN that we used last time, and from which we can do redirect to ClearPass to do the onboarding. However, if it is an endpoint that has been profiled like a VoIP phone, we will put it immediately in VLAN 12. If it has been profiled as an access point, it will be placed in VLAN 10. And if it's profiled, but it's not a VoIP phone or not an access point, we can put it back in the profiling VLAN so that client can authenticate to the network by the captive portal. And here we have an additional tab. We probably didn't see that yet because you need to set it up here in service. You can set here profile endpoints. And what this tab does is if for authenticated clients on this service, there will be new DHCP fingerprinting information. And in this case, I put it on all categories. So if there's any new fingerprinting information, we will send a bounce host port to the switch, which will bring down the port, bring it up again. So the end user device will get a new IP address, so we can even switch VLANs based on that. But more important, if we get data in, for example, for the IP phone, that it is an IP phone, we bounce the port, it will reboot and be handled as an IP phone and be placed in the correct VLAN. So let's check if that's really the case. Let me plug in the IP phone, and we should be able here in the access tracker to see that authentication getting in. So the phone is booting right now. Let me plug in another port in the same time an access point, so we can do two profilings in the same time. And let's see which one is earlier. So I put my phone in port 5 and I put an access point in port number 7. We should be able to see that in the access tracker as well. So we see one access point. This is the AP205H. And here we see two MAC addresses coming in. So this MAC address, it has been profiled now by as an IP phone. And we can here see in the radius request that it is connected to port number 5, which seems correct. And let's check the other one. This one now has been profiled as an AP, Aruba AP. This one is connected to port 7, I think. Yep. This one is connected to port 7. What we also can see here is that this IP phone, it has now triggered a radius COA. So we have seen that it triggered an COA to bounce the port. So the client will restart and get a new IP address. And here in the second round, we see now that this IP phone has been provided with a VLAN 12 in the output. So we have placed this correctly into the voice VLAN because it's an HP VoIP phone. It has to become part of the voice VLAN. And this one is an AP, which is placed into the AP administration VLAN. And we should be able here to see that by the IP address, this 10 here means that it is really in VLAN 10. So this allows us to dramatically automate our bigger network if we have a client that can do 802.1x. So I can unplug my 802.1x client and plug it again, and it will do a login to the network. So this one is in port number 1, I think. Oh, it's in port 0. We can do .1x, MAC authentication, all on the same port, captive portal, all on the same port. So all the ports in the organization are the same and completely automated. We can put the APs in the AP VLAN, the voice clients in the voice VLAN, printers in the printer VLAN, and so on. So that concludes this session of the ClearPass demo. In the next episode, we will be showing you how to integrate this with the Palo Alto, so we can get the identity information, the usernames that we collected here, that we can get that to the Palo Alto firewall by ClearPass Exchange, and get user information instead of just the IP address to external systems like the Palo Alto. Hope to see you again. If you have any feedback on this session, please put it below this video, and we'll be back soon with the last section in this ClearPass demo series. My name is Herman Robers on the ABC Networking channel on YouTube.